So welcome to Moon Magic. It is the new moon in Aries.
Yep.
I'm Irina for more healing and empowerment.
And I'm Sequoia from Ray of Gratitude.
All right. And so, like I said, it is the new moon in Aries. So let's talk a little bit about what that means. Koi, the floor is yours.
Okay. Let's get into these new moon vibes. So with the new moon, um, we usually start from like I kind of just want to make it like a zero because it's usually like dark, you can't see the moon, and then it just progresses into more light, illuminating more things. And as the moon connects with our heart, our emotions, um, I feel that the new moon is great to set strong intentions, right? Powerful intentions. Any moon honestly is, but the new moon, since the word new, right, is we're starting a new cycle within our lives, within our energy, right? And we're connecting with this Aries energy. And this is really special because we are also tapping into this spring equinox that's coming up. Well, that is pretty much here.
Yeah.
And equinoxes are, how do I say in a simple way? It's just a transitional phase, just like the seasons. And it's the mark on our calendars for spring, right? We're leaving winter and tapping into spring. So it's kind of like that two sides, right? And it reminds me just now, it's coming to me is when we're always like kind of like leveling up or going through a change, a lot of times we experience maybe a little bit of uncomfortability or fears because we don't really know how this change is going to come about. We're kind of stepping into this unknown space. And we're also leaving something behind, right? Um, and we were just in the full moon, right, in Virgo, and we're talking about like planning and really focusing on our health, whether it be our mental health, our physical health, our emotional health, right? And this Aries now is a more charged, fiery energy because Aries is a fire sign, right? And it's talking about action, it's talking about creativity. Aries is a very fire is very like spiritual in a way. All of them are, but fire's element connects with your moving will, kind of like the will that you give an intent to something else, as well as spirit moving you along as well. It kind of reminds me of the chariot card in the tarot, which is like you distincting um what you can do, what you have control over, and the vastness of what you don't have control over, right? But as I was saying, the full moon that we just left, right? That practical sign, thinking of logistical things that we can implement, that we can help, and that we can will to move forward. And then now we're adding this passion, this spice, this fire, this just creative force, right? Both seen and unseen, to really like move us forward. And I have my chakra affirmation cards that came up, which is in the for the throat chakra. And the throat chakra talks all about truth, expression, and authenticity and creativity. I feel that truth and authenticity, right? It's really pretty similar. Um, when you find that within yourself, the way you express it is through your creativity. And a lot of times when we create, it looks very different, right? It can look like we can both paint a picture, but how I express that through myself is going to be different. Like we can paint like this heart, right? But it's still not going to be the same. We can use the same colors and all that, right? And it's because it's ourself, it's our authenticity, it's our truth and our the way that we chose to express it. Um, so what did I want to say? Oh, so also I noticed here that not only like is the sun sign, right, is going to be in Aries, which is why the new moon is in Aries, right? But it's conjunct, which means it's very close to the proximity of the planet Mercury. and the planet Mercury speaks about communication, um, sometimes creativity, but it's more about communication, about expression. Um, what else is Mercury about? Thought, right? It's like the air element.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm forgetting. Logical, practical things too, right? Um, and it definitely is a messages. That's what I was thinking of, messages, sometimes messages above, and just how, again, like how we communicate, the voice, the throat chakra. So I thought that was like really neat how that tied together.
Mhm.
Um, Irene, do you have anything else to talk more about, like the equinox, or anything else about this like energy that we're tapping into tonight?
Absolutely. So a few of the words that came to my mind is like call to action, right?
Okay, yes, I like that.
Assertiveness, um, getting things done. And so things here I have down, the new moon in Aries is a good time to commit to personal goals. It's time to take action, try something new and innovative, and go at it with confidence. And when it comes down to the spring equinox, it's all about starting fresh, starting new. And so it's a great time to start new with something new that you might have in mind, something that you've been wanting to do, and it's saying go for it. So that's, and you mentioned in the beginning, you were talking about lifting and starting like this, just in terms of the spring equinox. And so two of the words that I wrote down was lightning and lifting up. And so it's like that moving forward, leaving some things behind, especially things that no longer serve us, so that we can create something new. So those are
Absolutely.
for me.
Absolutely. And like you're saying, call to action, because I pulled two cards before we like started, and the Fool card came through, which is all about newness, right? And it is like a call to action. It's your intuitive call to action, like I just need to move forward in some way, shape, or form. And it's also like this naivety that's like, um I'm just gonna go out. Like, I'm just gonna I don't know why I want to say jump off the cliff, because a lot of times with the Fool card, like the main natural Fool card, it is like a cliff and they're like jumping off kind of. But it's also just like that courage, right? That is like, I don't care what nobody says, I'm just gonna follow my heart and I'm just gonna go with it. So like, yeah. And then the princess, right? The princess of discs or pentacles. It talks, that is interesting because it's like taking that logic, that understanding and information that we have in like material things, earthbound things. We move forward with that in a way that we're either willing to try, or in a way that we are actually kind of like in a way of like knowledge, right? Like, oh, I just learned this knowledge and I'm going to start to apply this in a new way, or a way that you never did before. So yeah, like I think right now too, I want to say like I like to do like rituals. Like this is a ritual for us, right? But I think right now, like especially with me talking about how Mercury is next to the sun, like really focusing on some things that you wanted to do, and actually understanding some of your strong points and your weaknesses, maybe writing those down could actually help with sitting with this information or whatnot. So yeah.
I
Wait,
guess
hold on 1 second. Well, no, keep going, keep going.
that kind of brings up to like one of our journal prompts, right? And so I'm just gonna
Yeah. I'm like, yeah.
and that brings up, so it says here, what am I manifesting in my life right now? What are my
Mhm.
strengths and how can I use them to achieve my goals? And so that's the one that kind of what you're alluding to is of strengths. What do you have and how can they help you moving forward?
I'm definitely alluding to that. Um, do you feel that it's time to like talk about these journal prompts like the rest of them, or like how do you want to do that?
So I guess what we'll probably do today, that was my cat.
Because I can like go more into tarot if you want, or
Yeah,
and
I
then
think
like talk about that.
I think so. I think so. Go
Okay.
for it.
All right, hold on one second though, Irina. Let me just grab one thing.
No problem. Hello, newcomer.
Is a new person coming?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, like I was saying with the tarot cards, right? We have the chakra, the throat chakra, and the affirmation speaking on I express my creativity with authenticity, right? And then I already pulled the Fool card and the Princess of Discs, which is really just like, all right, that call to action that you were speaking about, Irina, right?
Mhm.
Um, taking that leap of faith as well. Um, but we're going to do this a little different. So, like the past three, this is actually what we're kind of talking about in action right now, doing something a little bit different because the past three sessions that me and Irina did, we showed the tarot spread for anybody that likes tarot too, right? And there's like a full moon and new moon spread that really using like questions to ground in and set the intention or the vibes to like have a call and action to the cards basically. um with this intuitive message, I'm going to do this time, I'm going to pick a question from the journal prompts, because for me with cards and tarot, oracle cards, it's really about asking a question like, what is your intention, right? What is your inquiry, what is on your heart? And then I dive deeper into that. So I was thinking that maybe what are my strengths and how can I use them to achieve goals would be actually good. So I feel like we're like flowing into this.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna try a little bit different. But let's first talk about like the strength cards. Well, not the strength card actually, because that is a card, but let's talk about some strengths right now. Okay. So I feel like some strengths right now would actually be honing into um possibly like one thing, like laser focusing on something. I have the Seven of Cups in reverse. Seven of Cups talks about options. It can also talk about emotionally overwhelmment, right? You know, sometimes like think of a kid in a candy shop, right? Like it's like, oh, I have this, I have that, I have that. Oh my gosh, right? And then sometimes you can be so overwhelmed that you don't want to leave or you just can't pick something. And since we are moving into new energy, I think a strength for all of us would be really picking and choosing something that you know you feel called to, that you can actually listen to your passion. Whatever comes, like whatever that strongest pull that you have, go for it. Because usually the very first one that you choose anyway is your intuition telling you, like, hey, do that. You
Mhm.
know, but a lot of times like we might stop and we might think and then we start trying to choose from a million different thoughts, and it's like, no, listen to our intuition and just choose one and keep going, because all of them can fall into place, but you want to more so just focus on something. Focus on your passion too, because Prince of Wands is here. The Wands cards, the fire, like I was speaking, just like Aries sign, right, is a fire sign, is about that passion. What drives you? What motivates you to move forward? Um, Not in an impulsive way, because that could be more on the side that's the weaker side, right? We want to move with more strength and being like in control of our emotions. And the Five of Swords I have too. Now Five of Swords can talk about like either being defeated, right? Or actually taking charge and moving forward, um moving past something that felt like had control over you in a way, you know? So I'm not sure what's coming up for anybody, right? I'm gonna keep going. Just keep that in mind. Because I'm gonna keep going and then I'm gonna like just open the floor of what's coming up for people. But
This
the
is all
strength,
about the energy for the new moon. I'm just it's because it's talking about
yeah.
making change, taking action, doing things, being confident with doing so. Because the first part I was thinking about decisions, like making decisions and being confident with whatever decision we make. I know that we might have many options, but maybe choosing one and being confident in that decision to do whatever it is that we want to do and need to do.
Yes, 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 yes. Um, thank you, Irina. So when we're talking about achieving these goals, right? Let's just see. Because we don't want to, like you just said, we don't want to come from a place of like impulse or anything like that. We just want to find our way through our heart, through our passions, and through a more precise I want to say like balance, alignment, really, alignment. And let's see, how can I use them to achieve these goals, right? I think again, like it's about it's about applying these thoughts in a way that's not limiting, that is embracing more love, more passion. I'm just gonna keep saying passion, guys. Like count how many times did you say passion today? Because it's like Aries is definitely the sign of like passion and um like leadership and authenticity. And like those are some of its greatest traits. And I have the Ace of Swords, Ten of Swords, and Two of Cups. So I think it's what I'm getting from this, right? Is really having the confidence in your thoughts in the way that you apply them so then you can actually share them with other people. And it could be, Two of Cups like to talk about romanticism or is I don't is that a word, Irina? I don't know. You get what I'm saying.
I can
Romanticism.
no worries.
But it's like what's coming to mind is almost like that quote, treat others how you would want to be treated. But sometimes I feel like to add on to that is like, how are we treating ourselves, right? Are we being authentic to ourselves? Are we looking at, are there any beliefs that we have that are limiting um, us from moving forward in a way that is being authentic and creative and expressing um, truly from the heart, right? But then when we do that, um, do we have confidence in that? And me seeing the Ten of Swords, like if I could show you how these cards fell out, it's the Ten of Swords and the Ace. And that is almost like this, like the shift of the spring equinox from winter to spring, from one door closing to another opening, and really allowing that confidence to be shown and shared with other people, whether it is, your romantic partner or business partner or family or coworker, um, anyone, it's how are we sharing this in relationship to yourself and to others that can relate to what you're expressing?
Yeah. What came up for me as you're talking though is so the second part of the question says, how can I use them to achieve my goals? And I think the one thing is you're talking about love and passion, and it's doing it with love and with passion, like having love be the guiding force to be
Yes.
using your strengths, but with the help of love and passion to get us to do the things that we need to do. So
Hmm. Yeah. Because, sometimes our passions do come and go. But when we really look at ourselves, we can be like, well, for instance, I have a passion for drawing, right? Let's say. And I might not feel passionate to draw, but if I look at where I'm at in this season, in this moment, it could be because I've been putting my stuff in some other things, like my energy in other things, or just becoming very overwhelmed or spreading myself thin for other things that I'm not passionate about, right? And then when we actually sit down and like look at the truth, um, the authentic part of what is felt, it's like, okay, well, am I passionate about this still? And if I am, why am I not like focused on that, you know?
like what's getting in the way? What's getting in the way?
Yeah.
Stopping
Yeah.
us?
Because
And
at times, like you said, that leading force, it's like, well, we may be feeling called to, but then it's just like, my body's not moving with me, you know?
And that means sometimes we have to move something, get some things out of the way. So
Hmm.
letting go, shedding some of the stuff that may not be putting us in the direction that we want to go in or feel like we might be called to. And so this is all about being called to action, but maybe we first need to take a look at some things that aren't serving us, that aren't helping us, and um yeah, see what, then we can start making some decisions, start putting some action to make the things happen that we want to happen.
Absolutely. Um, so I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna leave it there. I definitely don't mind if anyone else wants to respond to anything that came up. Um, yeah.
Anything for you, Tiff?
I was just about to say something. You saw me reaching for the unmute button. That's what it was.
Yes.
So all of this is actually really resonating tremendously. I feel like it's actually confirmation from the universe because as we're talking about taking action, on Friday, so I feel like I've been going on this spiritual journey. I'm sorry if you hear like voices in the background. I'm like sitting right next to my window and it's open and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I felt like I was told to go and talk to this guy. There's this guy who happens to be an Aries, by the way. Um, um, and I was basically told to just go and like talk to him. We used to work together. After I left the company, like, we kept in touch, but then like after a while we like stopped talking. Um, and something was just telling me, go talk to him, just go stop by, the office and just go say hi, right? And I was like, do I want to do that? Like, I haven't seen this guy. I haven't seen him in like over 5 months. Like, it's been a long time. I'm like, I don't know if I just want to like pop up like that and just be like all weird and stuff. So I went and I did that. We talked on Friday. He was very happy to see me. And we decided to reconnect and kind of like see where, this kind of goes. So yeah, it's all about love and passion for me too. So in the romantic sense, I guess. So yeah, definitely I was so scared to really drop by. But yeah, definitely resonating with me.
That's awesome.
I'm glad that happened in that way. Because in a way, it's like you just said, like scary. Like sometimes it is scary. Like you start listening to your heart or your intuition, and it's just like this does not make any sense. But then when you actually still listen to that call to action, it starts to make sense, or it reveals some part of you that's like, ah, okay, I'll see where that goes. So like, yeah,
Putting
I
in some
like
work,
that.
making some stuff happen.
Mm-hmm.
Not knowing what will come of it, but maybe we just got to do it.
Yeah. And I'm just like hearing rekindling too. Like it's reminding me of like that fire again. Um, sometimes it dims, but we can definitely spark it back
Mhm.
again in other ways. So yeah.
I'll jump in real quick. Like what you said, Tiffany. Hopefully whatever that moves forward into, we're not jumping too far. But that warm weather yesterday, I don't know. That did things for me. And I love when you mentioned the if we can see the way the cards are laid out because of the new season coming. I guess like every warm day, like that first really warm day out of a winter, whatever,
Hmm.
gets me so passionate. I'm just like, okay, that outfit's going to be on point, which it was. I don't know. I just felt like it needed to be. So I did that. But then it's like, I need to be doing something. Like my brother and his girlfriend took me out for ice cream. And it was just like, I love that they kind of sensed that I wanted like something. And it just like, we just sparked on each other. And then like, if if I wasn't like occupied with a child, maybe something else, and it's just like
Hmm.
moving in that and not overthinking it. And they were like, what do you want? And I'm like, oh, I want Magic Fountain Ice Cream in Union. Yeah. But it was closed. And I'm like, okay, I'll deal with Rita's. But it's like, just keep going with that energy. And so I'm just like, okay, how can I keep that going instead of holding myself back? Like, instead of thinking, oh, okay, no, you're doing too much and then go home, or, oh, you don't have enough money for that, or whatever. Just, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is, but just keep moving in that direction. And then, lastly, real quick, my company's fiscal year just ended, like, um, I guess just February, and I shouldn't even know these things because I'm on maternity leave, but I check in the emails just because like I have other emails that are important. But I'm like, oh, I see, like, we had a fireside chat with our CEO, and like, they're talking about the vision for the new year and all the different goals. And I'm just like, I'm so excited for like what they're planning and that vision. And it's like all these like rally meetings to get everybody excited. So definitely like that alignment with
Yeah.
both
Mhm.
personal and work, but especially with yesterday just being a really warm day. So
Yeah.
definitely is that resonating.
Feeling excited about things, passionate. That's what I'm hearing, and that is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Like you said, that spark.
Mhm.
That spark is that fire energy. It's just like um inspiration for sure.
Awesome. Anything else? I guess let's take a moment and we can start the sound bath then, correct?
Yeah. I don't know. You had the journal prompts up. Yeah, no, we can do that. I'm ready when you're ready.
All right. So what everyone else will do, you guys can keep your camera on if you want to. You can turn it off if you want to just be comfortable. And I'm going to play for about like 15 minutes. Right. Where am I doing? Okay, so everyone's on mute. All right. Everyone's still there, but the camera goes away now, just so everyone knows. I have to fix it, but we're all here. So, hello. So take a moment, close your eyes, relax your body, taking deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Taking a moment to ground yourself, setting into the space that you are, into what we were talking about as we are pushing forward to the new moon and the spring equinox, which is all about call to action, confidence, achieving your goals, and just take a moment to just breathe as I begin to play. Take a moment, taking a deep breath on the next inhale. Hold it at the top, make it feel really good, and then exhale with a sigh. Take another cleansing deep breath in, holding at the top, then exhale with a sigh. Roll your shoulders, wiggle your fingers and toes. Bring yourself back to the moment, back into your body. And when it feels right, turn your cameras back on. Awesome. So, kind of what we talked about, just going back to the prompts for a minute. So it's just, what are we doing? What are we going to be doing? What are we manifesting in your life right now? What are your strengths and how can you use them to achieve your goals? One change you want to make right now is, and set the intention, the new moon is officially on the 21st. Tomorrow is the spring equinox. So you have time, and those that are going to be watching this later can always come back to it on the night of. You can come back to it the night of to enjoy this wonderful experience that we got to do live. And you can do it and just watch us.
No, I don't really have much to say. Just really like I really enjoyed, of course, I just always loved like the sound baths, but taking time to be, still and listen to your heart or just feel in any resistance and ask yourself, why. And some of these journal prompts, of course, can help you tap into it as well. But yeah, this is definitely like a restart.
Yeah, it's a perfect time to do so too.
Yeah, and like spring cleaning,
Yeah. Yeah. This week's supposed to be lovely. I think lovely, but better with the weather. Today was the last cold day for the week, but who knows what's going to happen after that. But no worries. We're going to put out there some good vibes for the warm weather. And
Yeah.
so open your windows, let some air in, do some cleaning. And yeah, and see what you are ready to create for yourself moving forward.
Absolutely.
Speaking of journals, though, so I'm going to put it out there. So,
Yes, yes.
so for anyone else that's watching, that on Amazon, I created two different journals, three, but I'm going to really focus on the two because I want to take a look at the other one again. But three journals. So two of them. One is both of them are just regular journals that you can use to journal on a regular basis. One's a gratitude journal, so focusing on gratitude is also a wonderful thing. And I know that I've created a lot of journal prompts, so take the time to go check out the journals, see if you like them. About 200 pages worth of pages to write in, created with my lots of love and attention. And so check them out.
Yeah, we can actually use that journal to utilize the prompts that you give us.
Absolutely. But so please check us out on social media, and thank you very much.